I saw a post online when a young man posted a mask and called it the Igbo mask. He wrote a lot of things. And I made a comment which some guy that think he's a hero started insulting me and telling me I don't know anything. According to the guy, according to my comment was, one of the reasons why the Igbos, it was easier for them to be enslaved was because they were meek, they were very accommodating. And the guy went online and used ChatGPT to come and respond to me. I don't use ChatGPT to respond to people. Do you hear me now? I don't use ChatGPT to respond to people. What I do is do what is called thorough investigation, and others are messages I get from the spirits. Now, ask yourself a question. Let me even talk about these two ethnic groups, Yorubas, Igbos. Ask yourself a very simple question. Why was it that it was easier for these two tribes to have been taken into slavery? If you go to Portugal, you go to Mexico, you see actual Yoruba community. When you go to America, you go to Europe, you see Igbo community, like a town built with Igbo community. When you go to Portugal, Mexico, Paraguay, all those parts, Italy and the rest of, you see people who literally practice the Afar religion. Whites and blacks, they practice the Afar religion. Why was it so? Why? What was the purpose of slavery? Slavery was to take people to go and work for them. And we all know when we talk Black Americans, African American, European American, Black American, we know it's Igbo and Yoruba. Predominantly Igbo and Yoruba. The reason why part of Ghana were taken into slavery down to Mali was because there was a resistance from the Western Africa, from this side. The resistance started when the Oba, before the Oba of the 1897 invasion, gave a decree and said no part of the empire of Benin should sell human beings again as slaves. That they are only going to trade rubber plantation and palm oil. And he gave a decree and said every nation that is under the Bini Empire, if I thought it's on Igbo people go to say that they lie. I mean the Igbo community, they were under the Bini Empire. And the protectorate, the head of the protectorate was in Arushuku. The Arushuku kingdom was liaising with the Onisha kingdom, which is supposed to be the sub-headquarter of the Igbo community. So Onisha and the Igala people were the two people that put their hands together to control the whole of the Igbo community. All these things I'm saying, I'm not trying to reduce Igbo. I'm not reducing Igbo. You need to understand the context of history from what I'm talking about. And the man said it was the autonomous community. It was because the Igbo land, they don't believe, say that they get king. That was not the only thing. One of the major reasons why it was easier for the Igbo people to be enslaved and the Yoruba people to be enslaved is because two of them have one thing in common. They are very accommodating and welcoming. You will never walk into an Igbo community and you are scared. People welcome you immediately. So when the Igbos saw the whites, they were scared. But when they saw the black with the white, they were calm. And they were asking, who are these? And the process of enslaving them, the whites did not just come and burst into Igbo land. Oh my God. Let me tell you, the whites did not sail all the way from Europe, from Portugal, from, what do you call it? Is it Portugal? Not Portugal. What do you call this country? Yes, it should be Portugal. Yes, they didn't just come from that side. and say they just land into Igbo land and start carrying people, or land into Yoruba land and start carrying people. No. Go and read your history. Go and read your history. If you don't want to read your history, come, let me do a ritual on your head so you can actually communicate with your ancestors. They will tell you the story. The reason it was easier was because the Igbos saw the blacks that came with the whites and started giving them mirror and things, and that was what they used in enslaving them. They started giving them clothes to wear, drink to, and they were not giving them drink, empty bottle and mirror and iron parts. Why? Because the Igbo people, they had what is called muscle. They were big, they were strong, and they were great farmers and hunters. Yes, that was what they were. And they were very accommodating. Same thing with the Yoruba. When you go to the Avia Yoruba community, you will hardly see a Yoruba person that does not have body. They are giants, they have body. They were very accommodating. Who told you Yoruba was not autonomous? Yoruba community was autonomous. Yes. The Ile-Ife and the Ondo, they were not together. Yeah? Go and find out. Those who were with Shango, they were not together with the other people. We are different community and towns that we are not agreeing together in Yoruba community. So the autonomosity you are calling that the Igbo were autonomous, and you know, everybody does not believe anyone is a king. That was why it was easier for them to pounce on them, is a lie. Yes, that could be one of the reasons. But one of the major reasons was this. The whites did not just come and pounce on the whole Igbo. They started infiltrating one after the other. And they used blacks. I wanted to keep quiet, but I cannot keep quiet. When the white man came, what were the first people they encountered? Portugal. When Portuguese came, who did they encounter first? Bini Kingdom. When British came, who did they encounter first? Isoko and Ijo. They met Ijo. Ijo people want to hear this. Now, I'm not going to like this one. When they met Ijo, who were supposed to be brothers to the Isoko, came to meet the Isoko. Some people came over, but they are not Portugal that dealt with our ancestors. They speak a different language that we don't understand. Do you know that in Isoko land, people were speaking Portuguese? They were speaking the Portugal language in Isoko Unurobo, in Ijo, in Isekiri. They were speaking Portugal language because Portuguese were with us. They lived with us for over 300 years before the British came. And when Portuguese came, we were not using slaves. We were only selling rubber plantation. And what? It was when British came, they started. And when Britain came, they don't want our this thing. Why? Because Britain and American, they were in a war. American were producing sugar. Yes, America was producing sugar. And Britain was just at the beginning of that time trying to enter into agriculture. They were more of, what do you call them, fishermen and headers. That British. The Americans were more of hunters. They were more of fishermen. So they were trying to enter into agriculture. And they don't have the strength. That was why they came to Africa. How? It was through Portugal. Portugal told them that, we need oil to process our plants. We need rubber to process this thing. We can do this. And when the British saw what rubber was, Britain and Portugal worked together. But the idea was to do business. But Britain wanted rubber plantation to be planted, wanted maize to be planted, wanted sugarcane to be planted. So they wanted all the crops and they needed people to farm it. Obviously, you cannot take the Bini man into slavery. You cannot take an Isoko man into slavery. You cannot take what? An Ijon man into slavery. You cannot do that. You cannot take an Ishakiri man into slavery. You cannot take an Urobo man into slavery. So communities that were under the Bini Empire were the ones that were now being sent, not as slaves, but as workers for their wages to be sold. But the moment they take them past that place, everything changed. But we didn't know what was happening. It lingered for 100 years before the Oba gave a decree. People should no longer be exported. And ask yourself, every single Bini person that went abroad, went to study and came back. Go and find out. Every Isoko man that went abroad, went to study and came back. That is why, ask yourself, that why is it that Bini dressing culture, the way Bini dress, did not change till today? Bini way of dressing, that red and white, did not change. But Isoko change, Urobo change, Ishekiri change, Ijo change. Why? Because when the British came, we rebelled against the Bini throne. And we were hiding to take slaves from Igbo. The Isoko Urobo and the Ijo were collecting people, buying people from Igbo and selling to the white. Why the Ishekiri and part of Urobo and some community in what do you call it? In Bini, we are going to Yoruba land. It was the Shekiris, part of the Shekiris, part of Edo, Bini, that took the British into Yoruba land and they started taking Yoruba people. Ask yourself, why was it no Bini person? Why was it no Isoko Urobo person was sold into slavery? Why be saying now only Yoruba people and Igbo people now they carry go slavery? Ask yourself. What happened?
About the Nigerian history.
Yes.
I get it.
What happened? Why we not get point of no return for Bini land? Why we not get point of no return for Isoko? Why we not get point of no return for Wari? Why we not get point of no return for Ijo? Because we were close to the ocean. Why is point of no return is in Yoruba land? Because yes,
we were the one that lead them.
Good, because we will transport the slave through the back door from east through the back door, because if the Oba of Bini hear that they are carrying slave, one of us through the back door, and we take them through the forest, thick forest. They will walk for like months before they now get to what? Badagry. Point of no return.
Many months.
Months. The moment you get to Badagry, where did they transfer them to? Because the Oba is close to Badagry. Slave don't they stay for there. Because the moment slave reach there, they go rush them, enter boat. They will not transport them to what? To Ghana. Is Ghana they will not keep there where the actual trade happens. And why were they taking them to Ghana? Ghana has lost their independence. They've gained their independence from Benin. Ghana was under Bini Empire. The Home was under Bini Empire. The Arushuku were under Bini Empire. Guinea, you know Guinea Republic was under Bini Empire. The today Tonga and Benin were under Bini Empire. Mali, for over 300 years, was under Bini Empire. The Nok Empire were a sub nation to under the Bini Empire. I'm not trying to make Bini look so important. But why is it that when you go to history of Africa and great nations, we don't hear any community apart from Bini?
That was the first empire we have.
Yes.
Large.
In the whole of West Africa, it was the number one empire.
Everything landed.
Even when we talk about Mensa Musa, before Mensa Musa, the father of Mensa Musa had already gained independence from Bini. And you must know, Mali was under Ghana, not Ghana under Mali. Mali was under Ghana. Ghana Empire was the one that was controlling the whole of Mali up to the northern Africa. Oh my God. See, the real power. Yes, the real power of Africa was in West Africa. Now somebody when made comment. People that control this African nation were from West Africa. The Bini Empire, the Ghana Empire. Now the Ghana Empire was paying homage to Bini Empire. Why was Bini Empire so powerful? Because we have our roots back to the upper Kemet, the tips. Go to tips, find out how their kings dress is the same way the Oba of Bini dress. The tips, the crown is white and red. Formerly, the thieves, their crown was red, and the lower Kemet, which is Egypt, was white. So the upper Kemet succeeded Egypt, conquered Egypt, and unified the nation to become the United Nations of Africa. The United Akebulanta nation. So
Yoruba and Bini are related.
Pharaoh then, the pharaohs there, they call them the black pharaohs. The black pharaohs then were no longer wearing red, they were now wearing what? Red and white. The united. Let me show you the crown. Kemet crown. You see it's red and look at it. Come and see. Come closer. Come and show them. This is upper Kemet, white, which is, sorry, the Bini, white crown, upper Kemet. This is lower Kemet, which is the Egyptians where we know today. Now red they use. Now this is Egypt united, the United Kingdom, which is Thebes going to conquer Egypt and becoming one nation. We started wearing red and what? This was the nation Bini Empire migrated for when Rome and Greek attacked the United Nations and scattered it. So we now ran because we couldn't fight back. We now went to form the Bini Empire. So from Bini Empire, we sent soldiers to go and fight to what? To liberate Ethiopia. Ethiopia was under siege. These are not things I read from anywhere. These are the things that some of these things I experienced there personally. I saw them. Go and do your history. I'm talking now. I'm not reading from anywhere. Not because I read them from somewhere.
I see that.
Yes.
But from Nigeria, I've gotten the idea. That's
good. Yeah, we should be able to get the idea.
Yeah.
Look at the crowns. These are the different crowns. Why be say check Igbo crown? All their face is totally covered. Yoruba. The face is covered. Why? Because they were all, look at this face. This mask covered.
They were kingmakers.
Yes.
From the origin, they are leaders.
Now, when you go to Bini, all their face is totally covered. And now look at what? Why is it that all of Isoko Urobo and Bini mask, they have this thing like this, like the pharaoh? This, you see this mask? This you see this pharaoh when like I say the bears they come out like this. Now let me show you something on the internet. Iyede is the last royal kingdom that migrated from Bini Kingdom. Iyede festival. You will see something. Iyede festival. Now look at Iyede festival mask. How does the mask look like? Are you seeing it?
Everything covered.
Are you seeing the long mask? Here you will see a snake in the front and a bird. Which community on earth has two snakes and a bird? Is the United Kingdom when upper and lower Kemet joined together.
Yeah.
Now, the lower Kemet had bird, the upper Kemet had bird, one bird, while the upper Kemet had two snakes. So when the two came together, it became two snakes and a bird. That was the head. If you check the crown of Ramses of Egypt, Ramses of Egypt. Look at Ramses of Egypt. Oh God, you see him? Yes. See Ramses of you see this? You see this? How come the face of Ramses of Egypt look like the mask of all the deities in Iyede? Who is Iyede? Iyede is the name of the community. It means Mama has come. Iyede of Isoko is Mama has come. And Mama has come was the first daughter of one of the king, the Oba of Bini. What are you talking about? And I am saying this, and I say this again. Only one nation will stand up and say we are no longer part of Nigeria. They don't burn anybody where to stand up and say it cannot stand. If Bini, Oba of Bini, stand up and say we are no longer part of Nigeria. No, Nigeria is divided. Let me say this. If Oba of Bini and Bini Kingdom say we are no longer part of Nigeria again, it's divided. Because till today, it was never written that Bini Kingdom relinquished his power for the amalgamation. Yeah. No, we did not relinquish it. We did not. Bini Kingdom did not. You see that amalgamation? The amalgamation was between the northern and the eastern part. It not consign us. Let me show you.
That's why everything is depending on that area.
Flag of Bini Empire. See. We are a country in the whole of the world. Look at it. the unified flag from the kingdom of Bini, why is it red and white?
The Benin is quite different from.
Why is he red and white? And then the Bini is story of somebody trying to cut the head of another person. What does this signify? It means that the upper Kemet cut off the head of the lower Kemet,
Yes.
and they become one body.
Body.
The story of Egypt.
That's one head.
I am not from Bini. I'm an Isoko person. Though my ancestral led to Bini. My great grandfather was a friend to was not a friend, was a high respected chief, not from my father's side or from my mother's side. That when my grandfather, I don't know what happened in Isoko land, the Oba of Benin moved to Isoko. It has never happened in the history of Benin Kingdom that the Oba left the palace to another community. Not they happen. Now when things don't change, when Oba they travel. Before, I'm talking about 100 years ago. You know if you see Oba.
Yes, no. It's
Oba Benin.
very hard to see. A lot of
Even the Oni of Ife, you know if you see him. Now everywhere you go now, you go to see Oni anyhow. You can go online, tap on you, now be seeing his face.
Or you get lamp. It's not.
Do you know that Oni of Ife is not supposed to go to party? The Oni of Ife, and the Oba of Bini, they have similar culture.
God now.
The Oba only comes out when he wants to do his private festival.
Yeah.
And when he wants to come to do festival, they adorn him so covered. You only see that he's passing. And people, do you know that people will sleep outside so they don't miss the Oni pass? They don't miss the Oba passing.
Yes.
See, white men were bowing down and worshipping us. We were gods.
Oh, yeah, they are jealous about our.
We were gods.
That's
I'm
why
not
we
trying
come
to
to
say
figure
that we are better than other tribes. I'm trying to say that there was a time we were all united.
Okay, united.
There was a time that the Igbos and the Bini, we were one nation.
Yes.
It's obvious everybody must not be royal. Everybody must not be royal.
Everyone must be
The
independent.
Igbo tribe you see today migrated from the Leo tribe through
Yes.
the Guinea. And
Yes.
Guinea was under us. Oh, guy, no, it's not they talk. Guinea, Bausi, Guinea Republic,
What the
Cameroon,
hell?
we are all under the Bini Empire.
Join with.
The only community that was a boundary between us was us and the Kwatazulu tribe, the Khoisan tribe, the South African tribe. Yes, that was the boundary we did, because there we only go there to go and collect shams.
Yeah.
We were though we are not into sham. We don't consider sham. Now when you come for
Ability.
now when war don't come, we will come go call the days. We were wearing gods. And how were we wearing gods? Our backbone were the Igala people. And the Igala people, you know, today, they migrated from the Khoisan
They
tribe.
are very stubborn wish. That's their issue.
See, today,
They are wishes.
an Igala man go waka come here, take your picture,
You know go know.
come out
They are
here, you
wish.
not go see nobody.
Even I wish they war one.
The Igala were so powerful that the Bini Empire was scared of them. The Igala was not like just, it was a family.
Yes. Yes.
And you see, the Igala community was not born by human being.
Yeah.
It was two deity
Yeah.
that made love to themselves and gave birth to children. Till today, if me and the Igala man get wahala, I go quiet. Me, I go shut up. Because I know what he go talk. Now the deity go come down, come ask me, say, Oga,
Wetin
what's that picking do you? Till today. Because part of the children of the Bini Empire, we are actually the children of the gods itself.
Yes.
We kept thieves together. Now what drive us on? And how what drive us on? They attack our belief. They attack our tradition. They attack our gods.
Do not up and down.
And who did that? Do you know who did that? It was the Arab, Islam. Islam was what destroyed us. And today, why is it that after all, Christianity in Bini is very small. Islam, Muslim, they go Awushi. They wanted to use, they attack Awushi to penetrate to Bini before British come bring church enter Bini. So two of them come meet for Awushi, between Awushi and Uromi.
Christian mob is there.
Yes. So you see, majority of the Awushi people are Muslim. But when you go here, you see a lot of the go to Bini, you will hear Muslim name. Why? See, now Ra don't confirm and so. Rather don't confirm.
This on a bed.
This are honorary bread. Though. This bed they communicate with human beings.
Yeah.
This is the bed they left to communicate with human beings. That bed.
Yeah.
That bed came to confirm what I'm saying for you guys to see. So you know what? What we should be working about now is that, oh God, you they speak Yoruba and they speak Isoko. Yes, but we are one. Bros, as we stand here so, not because they say you can't come here. You remember the first time I tell you say I won't buy that land? You say the man say no one say. Yeah. I can't tell you. When I tell you, I say, God, when the man go sell land, you go there, you go know. And now you come to say the man say he won't sell. And I still tell you, say this land, I go buy the whole place, but you say no, more don't buy half first. Hold on. More don't buy one part first. And I met it. And some people go, yes, in this church, I go buy it. My word does not go down empty. It may take time, but it will come to pass. This church, I will buy it, Cherubi and Sarafi. I will buy it because the gods of Africa cannot share boundary with one person called Jesus or one grand. Now, what is that? I don't hate Christians, but not do and where I did. Because my ancestors, they suffer. Now, Jesus, they carry us enter slave. Even the sheep, when they carry them, come on, the writer, Jesus. What are you saying? I better cut, my brother. You come for our talk.